is the Worst of the Riot podcast. Surprise! It's me, Hudson, doing the intro. Don't worry, though. Obadiah and Nikki did the show. They just didn't record an intro. Is that because they just forgot, even though they do it every single day? Was there some technical issue? Or maybe they just thought I'd do a better job of it. Let's go with that one. Coming up in the show, none of me, all of Obadiah and Nikki. Nikki found a bug in her hair, and I just want to leave it at that because it is a great story. We also talk about the PGA Tour, a rare instance, the PGA Tour coming up on the RIOT, their Korona Dreams, and so much more. You're just going to have to stick around. If you've made it this far, you've invested too much time already to go back. Enjoy.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, how was your weekend?
It was pretty good.
What'd you do?
Not much. I mean,
did you mulch?
We did. On Saturday, I did about a half hour, and then I hurt my back. Like, I just can't do it. And so I spent the rest of the weekend just relaxing it. It still hurts, so that's good.
There's part of me that wants to really make fun of you.
I know, but it really hurts.
But I, as someone who has hurt their back, like, I can't remember when that was, but it can be...
It's pretty miserable.
It's awful.
It's never ending. It's miserable. It's painful.
Can't sleep, can't get comfortable, like all that kind of stuff. And you're just like, what is this?
What did I do?
What?
Yeah, I did my part. I just want to let everybody know I did what I was supposed to do, at least for that day. And apparently that was too much for me.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel a little like pneumonia when March Madness starts.
I know it does, doesn't it? It's just like, sorry, I was tagging out. I was letting Eric go back in.
I mean, it is one of those things where, like, it kind of is what it is.
Well, we got this large shipment of mulch, which I received, so I did that part. Made sure I was there. I waved to the guy delivering it and all that.
Did they, like, do the thing where they dump it all out?
They did, yeah, on the driveway.
And so then you just wheelbarrow it around?
It was so much cheaper than going and buying, like, bags of it.
Okay.
So we did that, and then our backyard, Eric has to plant a bunch of stuff, so he's been working through that. So the front's done. It's just he's got to finish the back.
Yeah. All right.
So then we'll see what happens. He said he's got it. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's good. So just remind me to get up and walk around and moan every so often throughout the show this morning and say, oh, my back.
So like a regular day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for the back part.
I know. I'm moaning about that.
Oh. Well, I am genuinely sorry you hurt your back because that's a miserable affair.
Well, you just are like, why am I? What happened to this?
You're going to go to the chiropractor today?
No, it's just really a muscle thing.
Okay. So you probably need some muscle relaxers after the show, of course.
Well, yes, I just put a lot of heat on it, so it's been helpful.
No problem.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on RadioU.
While Nikki and I hurt our back.
You're fine.
No, I am fine. A lot of places in Florida, they opened the beaches.
They did, yeah. That was part of the reopening of certain things.
Here's what I love. Here's a woman wearing practically nothing, but she does have a face mask on.
Well, you're protecting, from the virus.
Like,
Can we get it other ways? Or?
I hope nobody breathes on you because you're done.
Well, you don't want it on your clothes and stuff, so.
That's a good call.
You don't want to track that back in.
Yeah, but boy, I mean, of course, these are just photos, but the beaches are pretty crowded.
Well, it's frustrating because I feel like in some areas you could go to the beach. Like you could social distance. You could be
totally
physically the distance away, and you probably could not come across a ton of people. But when everyone goes and they're not following those rules, it's a little frustrating to see.
It really just depends on a couple of things. One, the photos and the placement of the camera. Because, I mean, like, if you look, like, at this photo, people really are very spaced out on the beach. but you move the camera a little bit, and all of a sudden it looks like they're all scrunched up together.
And I think some places are like, here's the spring break 2019 photo. And you're like, that's not from this year.
Yeah, it's definitely not from this year.
They're just showing you a beach photo.
Yeah. So,
and of course it'll look very crowded.
Everybody's there beaching. That's better than what I did this weekend, which was like I went outside, but it was kind of cold, and I wore my bikini out, and it was just like,
I mean, that at least you had your mask on.
But no, I didn't. That's the thing that's rough, is like I didn't have my mask on. So everybody's talking about when to reopen, and in the meantime, Nikki and I just keep coming in.
Well, if it's coming soon, we gotta have a date, because they gotta have like everybody wants like the summer body. I think we need like the post-virus body. So we got to know a projection date so that we can start working back on that.
I really have gained weight, and you know what? I'm not getting on the scale.
You don't want to find out?
No, I don't. Like I actually thought, I was like, you need to get on the scale and face it. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Not yet. That's why I'm saying we need a date first, so we can hit right around that time.
Whenever, the other thing, I was like, I have some weights at home, and I pulled them out. And I was like, all right, we're just, like, they're not very heavy. We're just going to start using them. So I did. I got a weight workout in this weekend, and I think it was because the beaches were open. It was like instinctively, somehow, I didn't even know the beaches were open, but my body responded to it.
So I think in our area, they said phase 1 will include gyms, if I read it correctly. So I didn't know, I still don't know if we feel comfortable with that.
I don't know.
As long as they distance and take care of the precautions.
How are you going to do that? First off, remember that study we read about the runner's plume? About how, because you're breathing in and out way harder than you would if you were just walking along, because you're in there to elevate your heart rate. Plus, you're sweating all over everything. Is it passed through sweat? No. Well, okay, but now your skin's wet, so you're a little stickier. So if somebody walks by,
they're going to have to remove probably some machines and get people a distance away.
I don't know. Maybe we could go at 3 a.m. or something.
That's still crowded, too, because everybody would be going, why don't we go at 3 a.m.?
Let's go at 3 a.m.
It'll be fine.
3 p.m. Wait, you guys go at 3 a.m. Nikki and I will go at 3 p.m.
Maybe that'll be less.
That seems like a decent idea.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess, again, what happens. But at least that was the popular thing to read about from the weekend.
What,
going to the beaches.
Oh, yeah. Man, I'm ready to go to the beach, Nikki. My body's not ready, but I'm ready to be that embarrassing fat guy in the photos.
With the bar over your eyes.
Whatever.
Who's this?
Obesity in America is a problem. I'm ready to be that guy.
Ready to be there.
What you're about to hear will live on the internet forever. Sorry, internet. The worst of the Riot podcast.
I want to say hey to Ben, who sent us some important Oreo information.
Man, if you could package an Oreo in a way that I would really, truly, desperately want it, that's it right there.
Really?
That first one looks amazing.
And which one?
That's the Sakura.
The matcha?
Yeah, and the matcha one. So basically a cherry blossom and a matcha green tea. Or they have a new peach oolong, which is a type of tea. So peach oolong flavor as well.
I don't want either one of those.
You don't?
No.
But they're pink and green. It looks so pretty.
That's like what was it? Starbucks in their green tea frappuccino or whatever. Man.
You weren't into that either.
I thought it sounded like a great idea because, like a hot green tea.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in. Sure. I'll drink that.
So for this, I don't know if for the cherry one, I can't tell if the cookie is pink. So I don't know if it actually has a cherry sort of blossom flavor, or is it just a green tea flavor?
Right. But what does cherry blossom taste like versus cherry?
It's just cherry. It's just during their...
Are you sure?
Yeah, because most of the other cherry blossom stuff has cherry flavor. They do a ton of that stuff every spring.
Okay. Well, the blossom thing is... I don't know how long it lasts, but it has happened. Mm-hmm. My friend who lives there.
Yeah, the cherry blossom season in Japan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said that he was out this week. No, this would have been over a week ago. Because there's social distancing and all that stuff in Japan as well. Mm-hmm. And so he said that they went out and were trying to find a place they could enjoy that wasn't very crowded.
Yeah, we're around people. Now, this is not in Japan. This is in Hong Kong that you can find these Oreos.
Well.
So, anyone?
Anybody listening from Hong Kong right now?
These look so cute, though. They look amazing.
Yeah, their boxes are different, too. I wonder what the actual packaging looks like.
Do you remember years ago, I think it was Phil or someone brought us back some Oreos from...
I do remember
They have this look to their box. It's a different packaging.
And the flavors are different.
So if you're like, that looks amazing, or if you're on the other side, you're like, that sounds disgusting, it is the Sakura green tea or the oolong peach flavor.
All right. Well, there you are.
Thank you,
Oreo.
Ben, for sending that.
And hey, remember, if you guys ever find anything that is food related that we should know about, don't be afraid. Sometimes people will send stuff and be like, you guys probably already know, and I wasn't going to send this, but here it is. You know what?
You can still do it.
Maybe we do already know, but I would rather have you message us something we already know than you not do it. Because what if we don't know?
So these you can't get here, but everybody else was sending us messages that you can now get the tiramisu flavor for Oreos, and that's available, I think, at Walmart and a few other grocery stores.
Tiramisu and Walmart, a match made in heaven.
So that's a no on that one?
I know. When I think of tiramisu, I'm like, we got to get over to Walmart, guys.
Well, it's the new flavor, though, to try. People say it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd try it. But that's because if it's an Oreo flavor, I'll try it.
Can't be the worst thing.
No.
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on Radio U.
I'll tell you what people are spending their money on. Their Trump bucks. Did you get yours, by the way?
I think I have to do a check. I cannot get in to change it to get it like directly deposited.
Yeah.
I just can't seem to match the info, even though the info should be matched. So I think it just sends a check out. So
yeah,
we shall see.
I imagine that at some point I probably get a check.
Just hope and see. But we put that on to deal with later.
It's fine.
Not right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have gotten them.
I'll tell you what people are spending it on. They're buying phones.
They are?
That's what people are doing, man, because I talked to, over the weekend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my friends who all got new phones. And I finally figured it out on the fourth one. I was like, oh, it's because everybody got money.
Yeah.
So they're all going out and buying phones, and nobody's buying the cheap phones either.
Buy the big ones.
Like if there's anybody in the middle of all of this that's going to do well, it's going to be the mobile carriers and or the phone manufacturers. Because, dude, people bought phones, like the real deal phones. So if you haven't yet, and you're like, I just don't know what to spend all this money on.
Well, I mean, then that's good because some people need it for,
rent
and bills and important things like that. And others, it is more discretionary, or it's whatever you want it to be. And
They're
I
buying
guess
phones, Nikki.
That's going to be the phone thing.
They're buying phones. So that I even looked at, one of my friends got what did he get? Some company I'd never heard of. It's not OneNote. That's an anime. What's it called? OnePlus. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting phone. It's got a 90 hertz refresh rate. So it looks buttery smooth.
Really?
So says CNET. Buttery
smooth? Like in a weird way or like in a good way?
I don't know. They said it looks really awesome. So,
well, I guess.
Yeah. You ready to upgrade?
No, I mean, I'm still good.
What do you have?
Well, I have the newest iPhone. That's the 11.
You have the 11 Plus?
Yeah, I have the 11 Plus.
Okay.
But I don't have the newest one on Friday, which is the $400 one.
Yeah. Well, what about, do you have a new iPad?
Actually, I stopped using iPads a while ago. I have one. I just don't ever use it.
Okay.
I've never upgraded that.
Do you have a new MacBook Air Pro Plus?
My MacBook Pro is still good.
It's not what I asked.
It's still fine. I have no issue. It's like a year old.
What you should probably do is have 2 phones.
I should. I should buy another one.
Nikki, can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
How many hands do you have?
I have 2 hands. Seems like that's the answer right there, isn't
you
it?
Just have one phone?
No, I wanted to keep it to save it, but I don't even have it yet. I should not spend it before I have it.
Wrong.
Wrong? Eric was saying he got a lot of emails from computer parts places now, just sending emails, and they say, got your stimulus check? And then they're just being bold about it. Just buy all this stuff.
Hey, man, I'm telling you right now, if I was just doing what I want, I would. I'd just buy a new graphics card.
Just buy everything.
I'm not going to do that. But, I'll tell you, I looked at it.
You did.
And I was just
check it out.
Just because I also got the emails.
Yeah.
I was like, well, it's nice to look at, but I'm not doing this.
Well, in the beginning, people were like, oh, let's save and buy. But now companies are being a bit more bold about you should be buying this or that.
Yes.
And phones are included.
I hope this isn't too offensive. This would be what my family would call hillbilly rich.
You get a little bit of money awfully quick.
And you just
spend
blow
it really fast. It happens in the lottery system a lot.
Yeah.
If you have to be responsible, even if you have not as much money. So then having more money won't magically change too much. Like, you just have to be responsible with that.
Mm-hmm. So thanks.
Or you can spend it just as fast.
$100 bills, y'all. Just saying.
Just saying, that's it.
Just saying.
What's worse than the worst of the riot? The worst of the riot podcast. Yeah. You did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. Radio U.
I mean, this is not me, but people out there, they're renting Trolls World Tour.
Oh, the movie. I was like, what are we doing?
You're like, what's a renting troll?
Like, is that so someone makes their own nasty comments for you on your behalf online?
Like,
it's like, what is it? You can rent a troll.
Rent a troll. I want you to go here. I'm going to give you a list of names and places. I want you to go and harass these people online for me.
I bet there is something like that.
That business exists. It has
does
to.
somewhere.
It totally has to. No, Trolls World Tour, the film. So it's going on its second weekend.
Yeah.
We're just coming out of. Don't know what kind of money it made this weekend. However, the people at Cinema Blend, and I do love this, they put together just a long series of people who tweeted about the fact that they have rented it 2 and 3 times.
At like $20 a piece.
At $20 a piece just to keep their kids quiet.
They were saying that it made probably well over $50 million the first weekend.
Right.
So then add on whatever last week and then this past weekend. It was the first kind of bigger and definitely the first animated kids release for this whole new video on demand of new theater movies.
Yeah. So here's a tweet from Neil. I've spent $60 so far renting Trolls World Tour 3 times.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
$60.
Maybe because of the convenience factor, like they got you compared to going back to the actual movie theater.
That is wild. Here's somebody else, Marissa. Did I rent Trolls 2 twice and drop $40? Yes. Do I regret it? No. It's the first time my kids have sat down and stopped fighting. It's the best money I've spent all month.
They don't mind. Stimulus money.
Yeah, right.
You spend all $1,200.
Some people are buying phones. Some people are buying this.
Yeah, they're doing the video on demand.
Yeah, it's out there. So it's weird. I've rented Bloodshot like 3 times. But
no, you haven't.
No, I haven't.
Is that the Vin Diesel one?
Vin Diesel
gosh. They keep pushing that one, but
I know.
I don't know if it's got the same purchase power as Trolls does.
Well, Nikki, I am stuck at home.
Yeah, you want to watch something.
I am looking for anything to do. What's it going to be?
Like, I spent so much money on this thing.
I can't stop renting Vin Diesel movies.
It makes me wonder, because I did that the first weekend that I had seen Emma when it came out in theaters. Uh-huh. And then Emma also was one of the first that weekend when stay-at-homes really started and they did the video on demand. And then it canceled out my pre-purchase of the movie through Amazon. And I just haven't heard, does it mean... It was supposed to be out very soon, but
Sure.
does it mean that gets pushed back because they want to make more money charging $20 for a 72-hour viewing? Or when will it actually, come out so you can purchase it?
I don't know the answer.
Because I feel like they want to get as much of this $20 stuff as they can each and every time.
Heck yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes the new normal. And here's what I mean by that. So you end up with movies in theaters for
a few weekends,
whatever. And then at some point, before it goes anywhere else, you can pay $20 to rent it. Mm-hmm. And then
you get the purchase.
Yeah. Which is it's funny, but that now seems like people are into it. But for the last couple of years, they've made it available. Like the first way that you could buy a movie was digitally on demand. You could buy it and, you would quote unquote have it, and then 2 or 3 weeks after that you could rent it.
Yeah, but that was so far from the theater release.
Yeah.
So if they make it closer, but I don't know, it's shaking up the timetable that used to be a movie.
Yeah. Boy, Nikki, the world's changing.
Really?
And this is the thing this is the big one.
So if you were like, I'm buying this movie over and over again to keep you occupied during your stay-at-home time, don't feel bad about it. A lot of people are.
Apparently it's a thing, right?
We didn't know it, but it is a big thing.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning. Will you give me a break one time? The Riot, Radio U.
I want to say hi to Mike. He took his stimulus check and redid a bathroom.
Hey, it looks good.
Yeah, good job. Good for you. I went for a walk yesterday because what else am I going to do? And saw somebody that had a toilet and a bathtub sitting out front of their house.
They must have been doing some work too.
That's what I thought. It's like, well, the trash doesn't come for like another week, but it's cool. Just put your...
Did you see we saw a bunch of TV boxes in our neighborhood too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, since the stimulus checks started coming out, some big boxes.
Haven't seen any TV boxes. I did think about... I've had the same tablet for about 5 years.
Yeah.
And it is, as they say, a little long in the tooth. It's very slow. I've had a lot of trouble with it. But then last night I was sitting there and I was like, okay, you buy one of these. I saw some iPads on sale for like $200.
Sure.
I was just like, yeah, so you buy an iPad, so what? You can just stare. No. I put
you
the
didn't want to use it on another screen.
No, I put the kibosh on it. It was just like, that's not going to happen. So maybe I'll buy a new bathtub.
That could be an option too.
But then you got to put it in.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy it, but you have to install it.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that.
But that's what we have the time for. You're supposed to learn about these things.
Learn how to, dude.
Yeah.
Don't.
Can you imagine how great it'd be? Put in your own tub.
If it involves water, get someone else.
You need someone else to actually do that for you.
Get someone else to do that.
Unless you're able to and you already know how to, like Mike. It seemed like he did a great job.
Let me just tell you something about life, and that is overconfidence in a YouTube video are some of the worst things that you can have.
And a lot of time on your hands.
So that is...
I think that's the most dangerous part of it. And you're just the right amount of bored.
That cocktail is going to lead to some very bad things.
It is. You feel mighty confident.
Bad things.
And you see a lot of people online also doing home stuff. So you're like, well, I want to get into that too. I can do that.
Man,
before you know it, you have no bathroom anymore.
That makes me sleepy just thinking about it. I'm just like, you know what? Just wake me when it's over.
And then you don't have to. You can bring someone in to do it.
Listen, just call 911.
Yeah.
All right. Put them on speed dial or whatever. Tell Siri. Siri probably already knows how to do that. But
you just have to find the follow-up YouTube video where it's like, I've made a mistake and I need help.
Man, nope. No. I'm out.
That'll show you how to turn things off until someone can come and help you.
Mike, thank you so much for texting. You guys can text too. 877-2-RADIO-U. I'm with Randall. He wants a PlayStation 5, but that's many moons from now.
Yeah, but that doesn't involve any plumbing stuff, so that seems just perfect.
It is true. Like with an HDMI cable and a power outlet.
You know how to set that up. I
can hook you up, right? And however much it ends up costing.
Obadiah and Nikki tried their hardest, and that's what really matters. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So yesterday, something that I can only refer to as magical took place. It was mind-blowing. I'm different now in a good way.
Is that what you were just saying, oh my gosh, about?
No.
Was that something else?
Amazon recommended a book to me.
Yeah.
I can't tell you about it.
It's bad.
Well, and the title was pretty nondescript. Once I clicked it, I was like, what? No! Great.
So what happened yesterday?
Yesterday, I needed gas for my car, which, by the way, I paid $1.48 per gallon.
It's amazing how low it is.
Have I ever paid that little in my life for gasoline?
I don't know.
Like, it was crazy. I filled my car up for like $16.
But people are driving so less. Like, for some, you're not even going out and driving at all, that you haven't even experienced how amazing it is.
Insane. Just insane. I mean, I'm still commuting every day, so I still need gas, but holy crap. If this is what gas costs, like, I could save hundreds of dollars a month.
Well, it'll go up, though, once everything goes back.
I know. So everybody stay at home so I can have cheap gas. While I was there, I went ahead, I got my gas, and I had to go inside for something.
Yeah.
Their soda fountain was open.
At the gas station?
Yep.
Well, why are we doing this?
I don't know. They just had a big sign that said you're not allowed to get a refill.
Because we talked on Friday how much you miss the fountain machines.
Yeah.
And a lot of the gas stations in our area, since the stay-at-home started, stopped having their thing. They would put beer in front of it. They basically wouldn't allow you.
No.
They wouldn't allow you to go
Get
to
drunk. Don't drink soda.
They wouldn't allow you to go to the fountain machines or like the things that used to have food out because of ways to keep sickness from spreading. And then someone had texted us on Friday saying in their area that they started to be able to allow the no refills, but you could go for one trip only.
Whoa.
So now is that going to start happening here?
Whoa. I don't know, but I'll just tell you this. When I walked in and I saw it, I was like,
did you get one?
I got so excited.
Did you get one?
Of course, I was casual. Totes casual.
You don't want to spoil it.
Just get a little bit of soda. And I mean, I don't want to make it weird, but I may have kissed it on my way out.
Are you allowed? Well, that's spreading stuff, so we're not supposed to do that.
I got nothing to spread.
And I know a lot of people sit there and just drink it and then go back and like fill it up. Are you allowed to, or what do they do?
I don't know. Wait, do you know? I do that sometimes.
I see a lot of people do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what do you like
they
at the gas
stand there,
station?
or not even the gas station, but even at a place that has a freestyle machine.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah, you just stand there, you get what you get and drink it, so you're not moving, and then you just keep refilling it.
They have a little cafe at my gas station. Sometimes I'll like go get a drink, and I'll just take my phone and go sit and drink and read.
You're going there instead of Starbucks.
Drink. Yeah, that's right.
Pretty much.
I've gone in there and worked before. Just like, I can have free refills. I'm going to just sit here.
I'm like, why is this man working at the gas station?
What's
it's like he's
wrong
going
with
back
this guy?
for more soda.
You know what? It was wonderful.
Well, good.
I had my own mix of Mountain Dew yesterday, and it was just like, man, I'm living now.
You missed it, didn't you?
We're back in, guys.
Listen, these are those slow changes to get us back to where things were before.
Tim texting from Dayton, RadioU Dayton. I have a 24-gallon tank in my truck. He paid 99 cents a gallon for gasoline yesterday. Whoa.
And then Jacob he's in Minnesota. He said if you go to Costco, it was $1.49 for gas, and then at Costco it's $1.14. So you got to check there.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know where this guy is, but I see gas $1.15 over here. Whoa. No, now
we can finally afford the soda if you go in.
I walk in.
Now you can buy this stuff in there.
First round's on me. Soda.
No refills because you got to buy a whole new thing.
Yeah, get a refill, but man, get the big one first time out.
But you're just not filling up as much. I don't think we're really truly embracing how low gas is.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, again, Nikki and I are the exceptions to this rule. I'm filling up as often as I normally would.
You would, because for me, I'm just not driving around. Outside of the show, I have such a short commute, but I'm not going to other places, so I haven't needed gas as much.
Probably, I don't know. Seriously, I have been busier during this than I ever was before. I am, and I'm not working at a hospital, so let's not act like.
Don't be worried and thinking he's
essential personnel is such a loose term.
It is
such a loose term.
There's
guys.
a lot that fit in there.
Yeah. So
Hannah's in Vermont said $1.09. That's good.
That is really something.
Grab a soda, grab a big screen, grab something, new hard drive, new graphics card while these savings are here.
Going on.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I've been watching For All Mankind on Apple TV Plus. The Apple TV Plus, they took 10 of their TV shows and they made them free. Or as I like to say, free!
Yes, they did.
And that has been one of the ones that are free. Now, I was under the impression that Apple TV Plus was a little harder to find, but they actually have, if you can watch it just about anywhere, if you go to, I believe it's tv.apple.com, and so you can watch. Now, you have to sign in with an Apple ID, which I did, but that enabled me to watch on my tablet, which is an Android tablet. Mm-hmm. So there's a web portal. You can watch it that way, which means you can watch it almost anywhere. So I hit this point over the weekend. I told you guys last week I had an episode where I was like, "Is this too emotional? It's too like."
You took a break.
I need a break, and that one had more to do with like just people problems. And then we hit. I'm sure
Character problems. You mean in the show?
Yes.
Okay.
Like people, they were hurting. They were having a hard time, and I was just like, "Oh, I want to help these people, but they're not real, so I can't." So I just have to sit here and watch them hurt. This is not, I can't take it. There's got to be a word for it. You guys have probably heard the term jumping the shark. And that means it's the point in a TV show where it just kind of, it goes off the rails.
I think if you look it up, it was something called Happy Days or something.
It was a TV show called Happy Days in which one of the characters goes water skiing and jumps over a shark.
And they say that it literally goes back to that, but it's a term that you kind of know it when your show hits it.
Yeah.
Hits that mark, and it's no longer something you're wanting to watch. You lose the magic with it.
Now, I don't know if that's what we would call this, but for me, I watched a show called 24 that I really liked. And if you watch the second season of 24, one of the characters, Kim, she's the daughter. She's the young, beautiful blonde who gets, like, they needed something for her to do.
Yeah.
And so over the course of a couple of episodes, she and her boyfriend end up in a hostage situation in a convenience store. And they manage to get out of that. But for some reason, he ends up having his leg amputated. I don't remember why, but she ends up outside where she is chased by a mountain lion, and she takes refuge in the basement of a survivalist that wants to kidnap her and keep her because she's purty.
Do you see how they just start adding everything in?
Where you get to this point where you're like, okay.
It's too much.
And her name's Kim Bauer.
Yeah.
And I was watching my show this weekend, and I was like, all right. We've just had our Kim Bauer moment.
So your astronaut show went that way?
It was like all this stuff's going on, and then something happened at the end of this episode, and I was like, oh, come on.
Are you still 7 or 8 in, or how many?
No, I have one episode left.
One episode left?
I have one left, but it was just this moment of like, okay, guys, just a heads up, sometimes something good has to happen. Like, just law of...
It will be in the last episode, at the final 5 minutes.
Law of averages, something somewhere has to work eventually. Like, something's going to even out. Like, they had... If anybody cares, and maybe none of you will, but they just had this moment where I was just like, all right, like, I'm going to see this thing through, but you guys, this is absurd.
So it's called For All Mankind.
Yes, it is. It is great. It's all about what if Russia made it to the moon first, and like what that does to America and the space program and all this stuff.
Well, it's just sad, though. I mean, you really enjoyed the first part of it.
Probably the first 5 episodes, but I feel like they've gone off the rails. They've had their Kim Bauer jump the shark moment. I'm proud of
you for finishing. I mean, you're almost done. You just have one left.
Yeah. I almost finished that last night, but, other things happen. But I'm definitely...
Well, tell us how it ends, because it's like 50-50, I feel like. It's either going to be an amazing ending, you're going to hate it, you're going to be so mad.
Well, they already have it's going to be a cliffhanger because they got the thumbs up for a second season before they even started.
So they won't actually wrap it up.
Yeah, so there's definitely going to be season 2. What the question at the end of this is, am I going to watch season 2? That's the real question. Because
it won't be free by then, so you don't have to worry about it. Maybe you don't have a choice if you don't want to pay for Apple TV Plus.
It's only $5 a month. with all the money I'm saving on gas.
Listen, we have to draw a line somewhere.
We do.
We can't just keep buying all these services every month.
Draw a line. Be strong.
And this is where you draw the line.
Maybe.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I want you to know that one of the greatest pleasures in life is eating a huge breakfast and then going back to bed. And I feel like everybody talks about eating a big breakfast so you can face the day. And I'm just telling you right now, eat a huge meal and go back to bed. And if you are in a stay-at-home state...
You could do that every day.
This is a great opportunity to do that. And one of the best ways...
That way the calories really settle in. You're not even working them off. They really just settle.
It's been a while since I've done it, but dude, I'm telling you, you make a big mess of pancakes, and then I go into, hands down, I just call it a pancake coma. I've been like this my whole life. If I eat pancakes, I'm going to sleep.
You eat pancakes and you go back to bed?
Unless I eat those pancakes, and man, we better get out on a trail or something and like start running. I'm like, we better get moving or I'm out. Well, the fine people at IHOP are now offering delivery of the breakfast family feast. It also bothers me when they refer to it as a family feast.
Oh, and it looks like you could totally eat that.
I'm like, I probably couldn't eat the whole thing, but that looks like...
it doesn't look that big.
It really doesn't.
Basically, they're just trying to sell larger amounts. I think Panda Express and a few other places have done this too, where you can actually go in and pick up and carry out larger things that they normally would not necessarily sell, but they have a lot of food that was probably ordered before the stay at home that they have to get through.
Hey, I'll tell you, I may have split with a friend the family feast for $20. It was like from Panda Express. It was 3 large entrees and 2 sides. And I mean, yes, there was leftovers, but it was good.
And you maybe would not have gotten that before.
It was good.
So they're doing 4 feasts for IHOP. One is the breakfast one, which has eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, pancakes, toast triangles.
Just stop
Belgian
it. Come
waffles.
on, stop it.
You get to choose which one you want. And then there's a pancake creation one, a lunch dinner feast, and or a classic American breakfast one.
Oh, come on.
And you can do curbside or just takeout, or they'll deliver it.
Come on. Why don't we have it delivered right now?
Well, what's funny is when you look at the pictures, the ones in our area will send us breakfast during our fundraisers.
They do.
Which is nice. A lot of restaurants will be kind enough to donate for all the volunteers and people here. And it looks just like one of our breakfasts that we would get from the fundraiser.
Oh, it looks good.
We didn't get one during this one.
We did not.
So it looks good.
We did not have our spring fundraiser. And so if you want to either A, donate at RadioU.com, or B, drop off some pancakes.
just for some love.
I just want you to know both are acceptable ways to help support Radio U.
Andy's in North Carolina. He's bummed. His IHOP is not going to make it, so they're closing permanently in his area.
Too bad. That's too bad. Though, you know what? Like, I don't go to IHOP a whole lot.
Sure.
I mean,
well, we're working during breakfast, and I know it's not just a breakfast place, but it feels like a breakfast place.
I know. Well, I mean, they put pancakes in the name. That's
so we don't go too often.
Yeah, boy, pancakes sound good though, right?
It does. We'll go get a bagel. I think we have bagels.
I'm going to go look.
I don't think we have pancake stuff. I think there's bagels in there, or I think we have extra food.
Nikki's mom occasionally will buy us these specialty bagels that are. Like, you know how sometimes people use the word specialty very lightly? Like, almost that they shouldn't be using it at all? That's not the case here, friends.
They're delicious.
They are
and
magical.
I don't know if we have any butter or anything, but if we've got other stuff, they're
I'll
in
tell
there.
You what, I'll get you a break room report.
And tell me if they're actually in there yet.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Cake fixes everything. Almost everything. It doesn't fix everything.
It might not fix it all, but it'll make it better if you have to go through it.
Most assuredly. Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Amy was, she saw a car in her neighborhood.
Yeah.
A suspicious car.
Okay.
And let's face it, you're at home. What are you doing?
And we're all at home, so.
You're bored. You're outside. Maybe you're looking out the window and you're like, I don't recognize that car.
It seems suspicious.
And it keeps stopping. Like, the car will go like however far and then stop. And it stays stopped for a while. Mm-hmm. And then it just goes a little bit farther and then stopping again.
So what'd she do?
Pulled in a couple of driveways. At one point, she called the police.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Police came out. What are you doing? And here's what the police found out. It was a woman and her daughter playing Pokemon Go from inside the car.
Aw, people are still playing.
She needed something to do.
She did. Why not?
So her daughter needed something to do.
You get out, but you're still a distance away from everybody else.
Right, and they never got out of their car. Mm-hmm. And apparently you don't have to play Pokemon Go. I haven't touched it in so long. I don't know. But, the police kind of harass them.
Yeah.
And then they go on the, what's it called? Like the neighborhood Facebook page or whatever and say, hey, everybody, just a heads up, police pulled us over. And we want you to know that my daughter and I are out playing Pokemon.
Aww. So they're not doing any harm.
Right. And so the lady that called the police on them sent them a sorry we called the cops on you cake.
Nice. What a great idea. Did she bake it or did she have it delivered?
Looks like it was delivered, and it's got a Pikachu on top of it.
Great idea.
Sorry, we called the cops on you.
Isn't that nice? It was fine for her to call the cops because it's better to check.
Sure.
And then everybody was hopefully respectful, and it was good for her to call the cake in.
Now, in case you're wondering, Nikki, I saw this news story, and I swear to you, like 3 minutes later, I saw on Facebook a friend of mine who said they were out last night doing Pokemon Go.
I thought you meant like with cake.
In a neighborhood with their car.
Really?
Yep.
I guess that's now, we'll do anything,
so
right?
just a heads up.
In case you see a lot of people.
It's a thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
People are doing it. And a heads up, if you call the cops on someone and you find out it was unnecessary, you absolutely should buy them a cake. Yep, you need to buy them a cake.
That's a great idea.
Another thing to think about is, like, if you, let's say you have a morning show you enjoy, and you're listening to them, you should probably get them a cake.
That also works, too. You can just have it delivered.
Sorry, I listened to you on the radio cake. Something like that.
Some place will make
buttercream
it.
icing.
That's all. Chocolate with buttercream icing.
That's our preference.
It's our.
And that's what, the kind of cake you want to send to people is that's what you would send.
You want to send a cake and you want to send the right cake because that sends an even better message.
The right cake at the right time. We're sorry we called the cops on you.
This is the worst of the riot on RadioU.
How's your bagel going over there?
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't able to finish my bite.
Almost.
And
it is a riot.
No, that's your fault.
Is it my fault? It was awful. It was awful. It was awful. It was awful. It was awful.
Nikki, you need to tell them.
Well, what happened last night? Well, there seems to be this fan in our bathroom where every so often these stink bugs will come in. It's they're gross little hard, terrible little bugs.
No, wait, is it? But it's not like the ladybugs.
No, it's stink bugs.
Yeah, okay.
It's the ones that have like the body armor and then those legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so they come in a lot, and I think one fell down into my hair. I think. But if not, Eric's told me, what if I had that in my hair all day and I just didn't even know? But I put these new earrings in my holes in my ears. And my hair has been getting caught in them a lot. So last night I was laying down in bed and I had to pull my hair out of one of the earrings that got caught, and it popped the earring off and out, and so it was in my hair. So I had to fish around as I was laying down in bed. I was fishing around, and then I touched something, and I knew based on how crunchy it was that I touched a stink bug, and I freaked out, man. I had it in my hair, and then I called Eric.
All right. Did you get it out of your hair?
Well, no, I got up and I called Eric. I said, Eric, I think I have one in my hair. So I wanted him to come in and fish it out for me.
Okay.
And then he comes over and he says, no, I had one leg on my shirt. It ripped off its body. So there was a leg on my shirt. And then the bug had fallen onto the bed where I was laying down, and it was hobbling with one leg as it tried to crawl away from me. And he killed it, but I felt really bad. I took its leg off because it's stuck on my shirt. And those things are sticky.
I just want you to know right now.
Yeah.
I would pay to watch that.
I know. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was trying not to yell, but I was urgently speaking because I really thought it was in my hair, and I knew it was in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm paying to watch that for sure.
It was right there, the little leg. I took it off.
Boy, man, how many times?
Which means I touched it. I absolutely squeezed it. I absolutely touched it, and I ripped its leg off while it was in my hair. So I will be brushing my hair constantly while this season of bugs is going on.
You're like, wait, what is that? Oh my gosh!
I knew it was. It wasn't my earring, and I knew it was a bug. I absolutely knew.
Did you find your earring?
I did. I put it back in my ear.
Well, that's a relief.
And then the rest of the night, though,
You couldn't sleep.
I was very much bothered by it. I itched my head a lot. I couldn't wait to get a shower in the morning. I was like, please.
It's 2:00 in the morning, brushing my hair.
Yeah, every time now, just in case it fell in there. Showering over and over again. It was just very sad seeing it try to walk away.
That's supposed to be
my private space.
Like your safe place.
Yeah, I know.
And not to over-exaggerate the use of safe space, but in your bedroom, you literally let your hair down.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have anything to worry about.
That means it probably fell in my hair, though, and it can happen to all of us.
Man, I wonder how long it was in there.
I know, right?
Could have been all day.
Do you think so? I would have noticed it, right?
Maybe, no, not necessarily. No. It's just in there. It's just this is so nice.
I found it. It's like a nest.
There's barely any work to do.
Hey, I didn't do my hair very much yesterday, so it was pretty much like a nest.
You don't think it laid eggs in the nest, do you?
No one's...
Like that they're probably hatching soon?
It wasn't on my scalp. It was in my hair.
Well, I mean, when you found it, it was in your hair.
I actually thought...
Who knows, what sort of a journey it went on?
I couldn't go to sleep till after midnight. I was quite upset. And I actually literally thought about this is why people also shave their head. Maybe I wasn't meant to have my long hair anymore. Maybe I should shave it off. And that's the stay-at-home parts coming in.
I love the idea. You come in today with your head shaved.
They're like, what happened?
Emotional problems? No, I found a bug in my hair, but I took care of it.
No problem anymore.
No more homes for bugs now.
No, so that happened. And we're handling it. We're growing from it. We're learning. It's a learnable experience.
Man, every time you lay down now, you're going to think about it. You'll be like, I'm about to go to sleep. What if there's a bug in there?
It was right where my pillow is. Not like, to the side or this or there. That was my special space.
Well, you're moving now.
But I taught a lesson to all of the bugs if they don't want their little legs ripped out.
No, see, that's what you should have done. You ripped off its leg, and then you should have put it outside.
Just so it sees, listen, guys, you come near me or you come in my hair again.
You always leave one alive to tell the story.
I know they fly around sometimes, too, so it just probably fluttered down.
Tell your friends.
I'll rip your legs out.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
So, Nikki, the PGA Tour says that it's coming back.
It's interesting to read what they think will be happening during that time, but they are putting it about mid-June.
That feels like something that your mom would say. Well, it's interesting to hear what you think is going to happen.
And we'll see what actually does end up happening. But they're going to resume things in mid-June, at least they're saying right now. But obviously, it'll look way different for their tours. So they were talking about how there would be, I think, what were they investing in? 1 million testing kits?
I thought, okay, how can the PGA Tour get 1 million testing kits? I thought people are just governors are on TV begging I wish we could have more testing kits.
I think that was more in the beginning, and now that most
areas... Now they got them for days?
Yeah, I think most areas have it.
Have you been tested?
I have not. I see 2 different ways, though. There's supposed to be the one where it goes in your nose.
Jam it up your nose.
And it touches...
Parts that shouldn't be touched.
And then I've also seen the blood test type where if it seems like you have possibly something in your blood that looks like it, then you could get usually told you probably have it.
And then I read on trashscience.net, which is
is that real?
No, but I feel like that's pretty much what most newspaper and or websites are.
Just trash.
It's just it's so unreliable. They're like, well, we're not sure if the blood test works.
Well, yeah, but they just want it to be close enough to think if you have it.
Well, and that's where the PGA Tour is. They're like,
That's it. Well, they would have testing. They would have, depending on if you're essential personnel and you go in now, it'd be similar to where you have your temperature taken. You're constantly being monitored. They'd probably have no...
caddies?
No caddies, no locker rooms, no tour setup stuff. So you'd basically just go play, go to your hotel, and then that would be it.
Why don't they do what the NBA's been doing? You just do like Tiger Woods. No, it's not Tiger Woods anymore. Whatever the heck the PGA Tour golf is now.
Oh, they're playing the game.
It's like,
yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, so they just play.
This is kind of like what they wanted. Baseball was saying for Major League Baseball, they were talking about if it reopened, it would have no
Nobody in the stands.
No spectators. You don't get any of the stuff. You just go play, go back to your hotel room, and you just get tested over and over again.
Yeah, so abandon your family and friends, and you'll live in this hotel room for 3 to 4 months and play baseball.
It's a catch, though.
Yeah, the mental health of those players, super great, I'm sure, by the time it's over.
Same thing with the golfers, though. I mean, you're doing what you love, or at least you like. That is your job. And you're getting paid for it, so you're also going out. So it just depends.
Actually, what am I whining about? That's what we're doing.
Yeah. We're not. Yes, that is. We're not out.
I mean,
the difference
is
though.
The difference is you and I aren't like holed up in a hotel somewhere. We just go back to our hovels, and then we crawl out once a day to come in here and talk.
That's what they're saying. So for the PGA Tour,
they're fine. Get them on the golf course.
They would just be making sure that they would be tested. You would not have any unnecessarily, you wouldn't have large amounts of people, no personnel with them. They would go play their golf stuff and then get out of there.
Oh, Derek says you have to have caddies. Those princesses won't carry their own clubs.
I'm sure. Well, maybe you'd have a caddy who would stay the distance away, throw the club onto the ground,
club at you.
And then you would pick the club up, and then you would play.
Well, you would pick the club up. You would then take a wipe of some kind, wipe the club
off.
down, wait for it to dry properly, and then you would be able to play.
I don't know.
Then you would throw it back to the caddy, who would then have to wipe it down.
The game might last a little longer.
It takes a little longer.
So that's what the PGA Tour is saying as of right now, that they're looking at sometime in the middle of June to start up again.
Okay, great.
But it would not look the same as it was before all of this.
Well, it's gonna be more fun.
Sounds like it.
It's going to be more exciting. You're like, oh, look at his wiping technique. Do you notice that he goes in circles clockwise, and then when you're just about to get bored of it, he switches to counterclockwise?
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
Have you been Korona dreaming?
I haven't heard that term yet.
Korona Dreams?
Is it like were you dreaming that you're not in quarantine time?
They say that, and again, most of these articles are just garbage. They're like, we have a survey, so it's news. We're talking about it anyway because I've experienced it. They say 2/3 of people are experiencing Korona Dreams.
It's probably a combination of no one's really on their schedule like you used to, and your body actually kind of craves being on a schedule, and it's all out of sorts. We're eating weird things, we're drinking weird things at all different times, so your body reacts a lot of time with dreams.
They say that between everything you just said, and then you add in the potential stress, the fact that you're not getting outside as much as you would, et cetera, and so your brain is kind of, it's working through it.
It's not as settled as a normal night's sleep would get you.
So they say these dreams have a tendency to be more vivid, more emotional, and harder to understand. So some of the
like
things...
Like a pizza dream.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, really, your body, if you eat pizza too late at night or something too, like, heavy, your body, you tend to dream because it's trying to process what all you just did to it.
I love some of the explanations for these. Nikki, have you had a dream where you're gasping for air?
No, I haven't had that.
It means you're afraid of getting the virus.
Oh.
Okay, have you had a dream where you're being chased?
No, I don't think so.
That means you're afraid that you're getting contaminated.
Does everybody else, when you dream, when you're getting chased, though, in your dream, you can't run fast at all? And so you're just slowly moving while it comes and gets you?
Typically, let me think. When's the last time I had a dream I was chased?
We don't dream a whole lot, I don't feel like.
I frequently dream. Well, I don't know. I have a lot of nightmares like that, but I just don't wake up that bothered from them. The nightmares that I wake up from that bother me, if I told you about them, you would be like, oh, gosh.
Too real?
No, they're not about murder. They're not about whatever. You can tell it's like you have deep psychological issues. You have abandonment issues. That's your problem.
But it could also be a combination of, like, if you take melatonin and stuff, like things to make you sleep, sometimes make you have the worst dreams.
Oh, dude, Saturday night I had the most insane dreams ever. I was glad to get out of bed. I was just like, get me out of here. This place is dead to me now. I have to leave. Nikki, how about, have you had the naked on a Zoom meeting dream yet?
No, I haven't had that.
They say that that dream highlights anxieties about yourself and the way you appear to others.
That's the dream of like, what's the worst that could possibly happen? But we've seen enough video of those happening to people that I feel like it's taken the edge off.
Wait, you've been having naked Zoom meetings?
No, like there's tons of videos of people online who've had that actually had, like it's actually happened to them, or they've been a part of a Zoom meeting where someone went to the bathroom or they did this or that, to where it's a joke now. It's not as stressful.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying like, hey, if you're naked on a Zoom call, don't worry about it?
You become a viral sensation. There you go.
You did it.
Yay! Is there any other quarantine dreams?
Well, I mean, yeah, I got a few more if you want them. Let's see. We did being chased. Natural disasters. That symbolizes that you feel your life is out of control. Okay. Does anybody else feel like these are not remotely insightful? I could just make that up. Like, you know what? I keep having this dream I'm being chased. You're afraid of the virus. Well, no, you're afraid of a deadline.
Well, it's the same.
And it's chasing you.
It's the same reasoning for dreams. They're just adding the virus to it.
I know.
So they're just saying, oh, it's your fear of being chased by the virus. So that's all they're doing.
Your fear that they're out of toilet paper by the virus. It's fun.
That's a real one.
Nikki and I.
That's not a dream. That we live that.
You and I should write these articles. I don't suppose it pays well, but I figure we could make some side hustle on that.
You could get some money out of it.
21 Pilots.
So be careful if you're dreaming a lot.
Be careful. What am I supposed to do? Now that's scarier than the dreams.
I guess that was the wrong thing to say.
Be careful if you're dreaming a lot.
No, just
what does that mean? Oh,
be aware if you're dreaming a lot. It's from everything going on.
So you're saying like be okay?
Yeah, you're fine. Just stop drinking coffee after 2 and you're going to be fine.
Let me tell you what, my level of concern, it's going up.
Good tie-in.
It's going up now. I wasn't that concerned, and now I'm very
you
concerned.
Are, which will then in turn lead to more bad dreams at night.
Nikki starts to make me nervous.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.